Hey everybody, how are y'all doing today? I hope everyone is doing well, so welcome. Come on in, kick your shoes off, get comfy. I appreciate you being here. My name is Marcia with Mimi Makes Keepsakes, and I'm happy that you're here today. If you're new, welcome. I appreciate you coming in and hanging out with me for a little bit. And if you're returning, thank you so much, you guys. I enjoy y'all so much. I enjoy hearing back from y'all and I enjoy sharing with y'all. But I do have a lot to talk to y'all about today. I'm not sure how far I'm going to get in this video. I may make it into 2 videos. So I'm not going to tell you, hey, we're going to talk about A, B, and C today, because I'm not sure how far we'll get, but I always leave it in the description, kind of what my video will be about, in case you're interested. So welcome. I'm going to talk to you about some yarn. Don't we love yarn? I love yarn with all textures. I love the plushy yarn. I love the soft yarn. I love the plushy yarn, the blanket yarn, the chenille yarn. Also love like a cotton blend yarn. But there's some new yarn at Michael's, so that's what we're going to be talking about. I went to Michael's a couple months ago, and I wasn't very impressed with the yarn that they had. I was just like, I don't think I left with yarn. I may have. I don't remember. But I went last Saturday with my daughter. Today is Saturday, August the 23rd. So I went last Saturday with my daughter. She was wanting to get some canvases and frames for her artwork. That's some of her artwork right there. I got a sea turtle back there. So talented, so proud of her. So we were going to go to Hobby Lobby, and she I don't want to go through the traffic to get to Hobby Lobby. I said, let's just go to Michael's. So we went to Michael's, and y'all, I found yarn. I'll put in some footage here of us going into Michael's. It looked like half of they had an aisle that's usually full of yarn, and half of it was taken out. So at first I'm like, oh man, they're not going to have any yarn. So I'm looking down the yarn aisles. I'm not seeing anything that I like. I know I heard that the Big Twist plush, it's the real fluffy yarn. I've made a bunch of stuff out of it. It's really thick. Is it plush? I think it's plush. That Michael's is supposed to pick up that yarn. So I'm walking down the yarn aisles, and I see a cotton blend from Lion Brand. I think it's Tom Daly. Oh, it was so pretty. I wanted to get like one of every color, but it was like $8 and something a skein. I'm like, no, I'm on a budget. I went there to get polyfill and poly pellets. Still haven't found poly pellets. Guess I'm going to have to get that off the Amazon. Okay, so back to the yarn. So I'm thinking no yarn today for me. I'm not seeing anything that I like. Then I saw on an end cap, they have this yarn, and I'm like, ooh, I like it. So they did have demi pearl, and then they had the Bernat loops and thread demi pearl, and the Bernat fluffies, I believe. I'm going to share that with y'all and all the things that I made with it. If you follow me on my Instagram, you've probably already seen some of these makes and the yarn that I used and hook size that I use. So as soon as I make something, I try to take a picture of it and then put it on my Instagram so I can remember what I used, because that's the great lie we tell ourselves. I remember, and I don't. And sometimes when I'm putting it, I just don't. So let's go ahead and get started and show you that the yarn that I found. First project that I made was with this, oh, excuse me, I gotta reach around you. It was made with, sorry, this Bernat Fluffies from Yarnspiration. This is so soft, y'all. Look at the halo. Can y'all see? It's so soft. I'm not sponsored by any yarn company. I know Premier reached out to me one time and wanted to give me a thing to use. So if people click my link, I could get some money. And it's almost like I need a lawyer to read through all that because I'm like, oh. And I just didn't take the time to read through it. But that's neither here nor there, right? So I'm not sponsored by anyone but myself, myself, and I. Sorry, y'all, I'm getting off track. So this is the Yarnspirations Bernat Fluffies. I like it. It is so soft and so squishy and so yummy. And then I got this color, and then I got this color. I didn't want to get too much because I'm like, I'm not sure how I'm going to like it. But I wanted to get something that I knew I probably could do a little bear in. Because the bear is usually either 1 or 2 colors. It depends on if you're going to change out the muzzle. But look how soft. And you can just see how soft it is. I do love this color. So I did do a bear. And I used Cassandra's Craftably Ever After bear that she put out for our Bear in a Box crochet along. I need to find somewhere to put this. Oh, I can tell y'all some detail about this if you like. This is a cream color, and the other color is, let me pull up my Instagram. Hopefully we don't, Marcia, you didn't put in the color. Sorry. I hate it when I do that. So this is cream. Yeah. This is cream. And I believe this was like a rose something. I don't remember. I'm so sorry, y'all. I have the ball band somewhere. If it doesn't pull from the center, I usually take the ball band off and pull it from the side. Pull it from the outside. And I guess that's what happened. I think this is more of a rose type color. I think that's what it had on the ball band. Okay, so this was Yarnspiration Bernat Fluffy yarn. I used a 4.4 millimeter crochet hook, and this yarn is 90% 90% polyester and 10% nylon. This is considered a bulky 5-weight. It's a lot like a Premier Parfait Chunky, maybe a little bit smaller. I don't know if y'all can see. I can't see because I'm hiding my eyeballs. It's not that thick. Not that thick at all. So the recommended hook size is an 8 millimeter hook, and that might work if you're doing like a scarf or a shawl and you want it kind of you want to have space between your stitches, more flowy, I guess you would say. But I used a 4 crochet hook, number 4 millimeter. And let me show you what I made with it. So Cassandra from Craftably Ever After did a Bear in a Box crochet along, and she had this little bear pattern on her blog. And this is the standing bear. I did the sitting bear back here out of the different lightweight yarns. I think it's like a DK yarn. And I have a video on that. I'm not going to go over that again with y'all. But I said, let me try it out with a bear pattern because it's something that I know this pattern, it would be easy to make. And so I really do like this yarn with the, what did I tell y'all it was? Mercy, y'all. Bernat Fluffy. The Yarnspirations Bernat Fluffy yarn. I like it. I think it's so pretty. And it was very slippery on the hook, so you have to grip your yarn a little extra. I know sometimes when I do stitches, I have my tension wrapped around my hand, my thumb, my fingers, and then sometimes I'll have to hold the yarn or the stitches while I pull my hook through. It was a little slippery, but you can work with it. It's not a problem. I did use a clover, not clover more, but a clover hook, the gold looking ones that have, you know what I'm talking about. I don't know what they're called. I'm so bad with information, and y'all stick with me. It's like, why are y'all even here? I don't tell y'all all the details. I try my best. Thank y'all for being here, because I enjoy sharing with y'all. Anyway, back to this little bear. Like I said, it's on her blog. It's from her Bear in a Box Crochet Along, and I thought it turned out really sweet. I did a little cow. This is, I don't know where this cow pattern came from. I think, or either I made it up. It wasn't Cassandra's, but the yarn, it was so sweet, and it does make up a little bit bigger. I'll show y'all. Okay, let me get situated. So this is the same bear pattern, except for this is the sitting bear. They're the same. This is made out of a Yarn Art Jeans, Sheepy's Katona, and Sheepy's Stonewash. And this was made out of that Bernat Fluffy. So there is a size difference. And I believe I could even use a 3.5 millimeter hook for this Fluffies, but I went with a 4. Aren't they cute? This is a really cute pattern. If you haven't done any of Cassandra's bears before, I recommend you go. She does have Etsy, and she does have a blog that she posts patterns on. But I do like it. Now, only problem I had with this yarn was frogging, because these fibers just kind of knit together, as you would expect with any type of fluffy halo yarn. Other than that, it worked really well. Like I said, I started on a pattern that I was familiar with, that I wouldn't have to struggle with a lot of increases and decreases. I thought she turned out cute. What do y'all think about the Fluffies yarn? Have y'all used it? I enjoy it. So I think I may make a couple more bears out of this yarn. Enjoy it, love it. Just make sure if you start on a project that you don't, it's not a new, if you use this, what am I saying, y'all? So if you use this yarn, I recommend doing a project that you're familiar with, a pattern that you're familiar with, first time around. So cute. Love it. Do love the yarn. We'll use it again and make some more. I mean, I have a lot left. A lot left. So it's so soft. Did I tell y'all it was soft? And another yarn that I picked up was this Demi Pearl from Loops and Threads. I really like this yarn. It's a little bit thicker than Bernat Blanket, and I don't think it's quite as thick as the plush. Let me see if I have some of that. Hold please. All right, I'm back. So let's compare it to, y'all, I'm so excited. I went to go find this Big Twist plush, and I thought I just had scraps, but look what I found. Yay. So, I mean, it's enough I can make a little bear or something with. Okay, so let's compare. I haven't even used this yet. Is it going to pull from the center? Yep, ta-da. Yay, that's fun when it pulls from the center. So this was the Joann's brand Big Twist plush. I loved it. I love it. It's just so soft and cozy, and I used it to make a couple of projects with last year. So let's compare it. All right. I'm not very graceful, y'all. And this is the Demi Pearl. I haven't done this. I was thinking it may not be quite as big as plush, but y'all, I'm going to have bloopers that I can add to the end of this video. I have just been, oh, there went my light. Oh, well. So I don't think it's quite as thick as the Big Twist plush, but it's definitely feels thicker. It feels more round, more solid, like it may have more fibers in the strand than the plush. So I don't know if you could use them. It's not quite as wide, I guess you would say, as the Big Twist plush, but it's thicker. I don't know how to explain it. I like it though. I really do. I would buy more, and it's cheaper than the Bernat blanket. Let's hang it up. Hang it up. Let's hold it up to, oh, there just went my, and this is my Bernat blanket. It's definitely thicker than Bernat blanket. There's the Bernat blanket. Yeah. Definitely a lot thicker than Bernat blanket. Not quite as big as the Big Twist plush, but I really like it, y'all. I will look for this next time. I'm not sure. I haven't used it. I don't know if you can mix it with the plush. You might can mix those up if you have any left over. You know, you can probably get a larger hook or smaller hook depending on the yarn that you're using. I don't know. When I buy a yarn, I like to get enough to do projects so I'm not having to mix up yarn. And that's my problem. I have blanket yarn, I have chenille yarn, I have cotton, I have acrylic, because I like to make all the things. I like to make all the projects. I just like to make. Y'all do too. I know y'all do. But anyway, back to the Demi Pearl. I really like it. It is so soft and so plushy. It's like a plushy blanket yarn. Just really soft. Softer than Bernat blanket yarn. And just plushy. I really love it. So let me show y'all what I made. I'm going to have to wind this up. Okay. I end up getting 2 colors. And the colors I got was this color right here, which is so pretty. This is what drawed me in. I'm like, ooh, what is that? And I had to look it up. Well, not look it up. I had to get it and touch it. And I was like, I'm getting this. I actually put back a Bernat blanket, like a pumpkin color or terracotta color, to get this. And this is called Cork. That's what it's called, Cork. I like it. I like it a lot. I know I told y'all that 100 million times. And this is considered a 6 bulky weight. And it is, where's the deets? Where is the details, y'all? It is 152 yards, 8.8 ounces. There's the details if you want to look at that right quick. All right. I really like it. I recommend it. I'd get some more. And this is Cinnamon Stick. It's a pretty fall color. And I used this color. This is what all I have left from this cream color, because I figured if I can do anything, I could do bears. It's 2 separate colors. And let me see what color this is. This is called White Cap. Really pretty. This is all I have left because I made some ducks. So let me show y'all those cute little Della ducks I made after we talked about the yarn. Are y'all still with me? Thank y'all for being here. All right. So I've used Della duck pattern before. They always sell at my markets. They're so cute. So this is the first one. So this is made out of that Demi Pearl yarn. This is, what did I tell y'all this was? White Cap. This is called Cork, and this is called Cinnamon Stick. Y'all, they are so soft. I enjoyed working with this yarn. I enjoyed this pattern. I've made this pattern before. I did it, and I did Della Duck as a mallard. And so, yeah, I like the yarn. Like it a lot. And I used the hook size that was recommended. On one of these, I used the 7 all the way down. Probably this one. I didn't change out my hook. It's supposed to be 7 for the head, 8 for the body. I did not do that. I forgot to change, but she still looks adorable. This one I did change out the hook for the body, but I don't think I changed the hook out for the wings. So it's a mismatch, but I still think she looks adorable. And of course, this is worsted weight yarn for her little headband. And they're just as cute without the headband. So look how sweet. Sweet. Now I thought about sewing the headband down. I'm not sure. You know, I'm trying to do like more baby type gifts for my fall markets. And because I am Mimi Makes Keepsakes, and it's something that you can get for your little one, and hopefully they can keep it for a while. And I think it's cute. So, oh, my question. Do y'all tack the head down? The headband down? I don't know. Let me know. Let me know what y'all do. So, all I have left out of 2 Della Ducks with this demi pearl yarn is this. And this is enough for like a muzzle for a bear or a small little make for market. So I'm excited about my fall market coming up. And, you know, I was thinking this morning, I need to make a bunch of little stuff, and I'm like, okay, Marsha, quit stressing. It's in October. Quit stressing about it, because I'm going to have plenty of stuff. Make what you like. And that's how I started doing markets, y'all. I was making loveys, I was making plushies, and my husband's like, what are you going to do with all this stuff? I'm like, I don't know. I said, I need to do a market. And then my first market was 2 years ago with the one that I'm doing in October. And I was hooked after that. Everybody was so nice, and everybody was like loving all my makes. And I'm like, yay, because I love them. So I make a lot of things that I like. So I need to go back to that and not stress. I don't have 10 turtles. I don't have 10 octos. But I may have 20 different loveys in all different styles. But that's okay. But I know some things that I want to make that I haven't. I gave a lot of stuff away around Christmas time. A lot of my loveys and plushies. I gave them to my sister-in-law. She works at a child care center, and I said, give these out to any children that may need gifts, whatever, do whatever you want with them. And they just didn't sell in my last market, and I could have kept them, but I didn't. I just felt led to gift them, and I don't mind doing that either. I will gift items. I'm getting ahead of myself, but let's finish talking about the yarn. So I also made another little bear out of this cork. Y'all, this is just so sweet and so soft and so plushy. This little bear pattern was the first bear pattern I've ever made. I had a friend of mine, she was doing photography. Well, she's a photographer, and she was doing an infant session, a baby session. And she's like, can you crochet me 2 bears? And I've never made a crochet bear before. It's like I just started doing amigurumi and plushies. And I said, well, let me see if I can find a pattern. So I found the pattern. And it was a free pattern online. And I tried to see if I could find her Instagram, if I could find a link to the pattern. And it's still out there. You just have to Google her name, and it'll come up. See how sometimes you have amigurumi sites that offer, y'all, my hair is so stringy. Sorry. How you have amigurumi sites that have free patterns. So I'm not going to put a link because I don't search the interwebs at your own risk. Let me put it that way, because I don't want to put in a link that may lead you down to something that's not legit. But the pattern that I use, I saved it on my computer, and I've been using it for a couple years now, since I've been doing amigurumi plushies. So Dariya Baysh, y'all have heard me mention her before, but this is done out of that plush demi pearl cork. I love this color. It's like a rosy cinnamon. I don't know. I like it. It's so pretty. And this is just a scarf I freehanded out of worsted weight yarn. She does have a pattern for the scarf. I did embroidery eyes. And the nose, I don't know. I think I may want to do a darker nose. What do y'all think? So I used a 6.5 millimeter crochet hook with this. And then, you know, like I said, 7 and an 8 millimeter for the duck. 6.5 millimeter for the bear. So, I mean, it's a pretty thick yarn. So I think, you know, you choose the hook size that works for you to work with this yarn. And this is a little bear that I've done a while back by the same pattern. And this is Bernat blanket yarn. I don't know what hook size I use. Let me see if it's on my Instagram. I thought this was so cute. Like I said, this was the first bear pattern I ever made. Only thing that you sew on the head, the ears, and the muzzle. The arms and the legs are crocheted in. With this one, I crocheted the legs in on the front so it would sit. This will still sit, but I just did a different, adjusted it where the legs would be more on the front than on the side. Still so cute. Let me see if I can find this bear on my Instagram. Y'all still hanging out with me? I appreciate y'all being here. So it's been so exciting to try new yarns. And I'm like, I get to share with y'all. And hopefully you can get some info from this video that you can use in your crochet world. That will be helpful. Because I know I get so inspired by all my other YouTube friends, Instagram friends, the things that y'all make. And I know when I started doing amigurumi a couple years ago, I would watch videos and try to learn as much as I could learn. And someone was, you know, sometimes they'll suggest a hook size for this yarn, but you really have to use what works for you. Everybody holds their yarn tension different. Everybody holds their hook different. Some people yarn over, some people yarn under, some people do both. So of course that's going to give you a different texture type of yarn. What am I looking for here? Oh, I'm just scrolling through my Instagram. I'm like, oh, that's cute. That's cute. I'm looking for this Nana Bear. I don't know if I put her on here, so I can tell you what hook size I use for this Nana Bear. Also, you'll find as you start crocheting more, your tension will get tighter, and you may have to start going down a hook size. That's what happened to me. I can't believe I don't have Nana Bear on my Instagram. I thought I shared it with y'all. Maybe I didn't. I don't. Oh, there she is. There she is. So let me see if I used a 6 millimeter hook. Wow. I didn't realize I did that for the blanket yarn. So I put this on Instagram June 30th, 2023. And we're now in 25. I love this pattern. So looking at her nose, I may go back and do this nose a little bit darker because I do like the way I did her nose. So the Nana Bear, I call her Nana Bear. I made her a shawl, and I just did a little bow. That's not part of the pattern. Cute. All right, so I talked enough about this bear and this yarn. I do have some other things I'd like to share with y'all that I've made. Let me see. I do have a bunch of stuff. I do have a bunch of like one type of animal. I think I'm going to group that together. And I do have do have a dinosaur I wanted to share with y'all. And let me go get it. I made these dinosaurs a while back from Crochet. I didn't take a picture. I didn't share them. I wasn't sure if I loved them. They're as cute as they can be, that's for sure. Crochet Wonder, I believe. I'll leave that link down below. So this was her mini dinos. And I did see Jenny from In My Spare Time Crochet. She did them. Robin from the Knotting Hook, she did them. And I said, well, let me show y'all mine. Because they'd been sitting on my shelf for a while. Then I gave 2 of them away. I did a photo session, a family photo session. And I always like, if there's kids involved, I like to take them some of my makes just to give to them. And there's 2 little boys, 8 and 5. So I'm like, I'm taking these dinos. I'm going to give them a dino because I know they're going to do really good for the photo session. And it helps break the ice with the little ones. Like, oh, I get something. I get a, you know. But they were so funny. They saw them in my bag and like, are these for us? I'm like, yes, but you have to let me finish taking your picture and then you can have them. And they were so excited. And I'll post a picture here. Of course, I'm not going to show you their faces, but they love those little dinos. But I do have 2 left. I did one in Premier Parfait Junkie. And I'm sure I used either a 4.5 or 4 millimeter crochet hook. It was there. I don't like using Premier Parfait Junkie. So that wasn't fun. And plus, I got off track with the bottom. Great pattern. Can be fiddly sometimes if you're not familiar with the way she writes patterns. But she has a lot of details to show you what to do. A lot of info. I think you just sew the head on. Everything is worked in. I don't know. I love hers. They look cute. I don't know. I'll take them to market. That's for sure. And then the other 2 that I did in Bernat blanket yarn, I'll put a picture here. I think I may have used a 6 millimeter hook. And then I did another one in Bernat blanket yarn. My grandson found him and he's been hugging on him and playing with him. I crochet sometimes during the day when my grandson, I keep my grandson all week while he is playing. And I think I missed some stitches in the front, but that's okay. He loves him. He thinks he's cute. I think I may have used Bernat Blanket's 7 millimeter hook for this. I don't plan on taking him to market. I messed up, but my grandson loves them. If I have a picture, I'll post here of him loving on this cute little dino. On some of the dinos, the legs wanted to spread out. And a couple years ago, or a while back, Crochet Carpenter has a reel on Instagram on how he brings those legs in so they're not spread out as much. And if I find that, I'll leave a link down below also. All right, y'all, I think that's all I have to share with y'all today. I do have more makes, but I'm going to save that for another video. And I will talk to y'all later. Thank y'all for being here and everyone that has subscribed. I can't believe y'all are hanging out with me. And I'm going on, just past 2 years this summer. Was it this summer? Of doing YouTube videos. I'm on my 3rd year of doing markets. I love this community so much. I'm almost at 6,000 subscribers. It just blows my mind. And the views, thank y'all for hitting and viewing my videos. I appreciate y'all, and I appreciate corresponding with y'all back and forth. And I'm gonna get gushy and emotional about it because y'all are so much fun to hang out with. All right, I do have some more stuff to share with y'all, but I think I'm going to save that for another video. And I will talk to y'all later. Bye, y'all.